Of the Municipal Demarcation Board and some of its controversial decisions, including the volatile Vuwani. Aldrin Sampear has filed this report.
From the warm beaches along the KwaZulu-Natal shores to the green scenery of the Kruger National Park and the concrete jungle of Johannesburg lies the story of an evolving geography. Its people forced to integrate irrespective of their diversity and economic disparity. A wrecking ball is demolishing the walls of apartheid's spatial policies which kept us separated.
The principles, which are often called the fundamentals, are that we have to reverse the apartheid geography. By that, we need to bring about spatial transformation and spatial justice for all. We need to ensure that we bring about the integration, the socio-economic integration of communities and settlements, while gradually realizing a developmental and sustainable local government.
The process includes establishing or reconfiguring municipalities and wards. Since 1996, the number of municipalities or local authorities have been decreased to 205. The determination includes the financial state of municipalities and the number of registered voters.
After 5 years, the number of registered voters today are no longer as they were in 2011. Now, as this number of registered voters would change, if the number changes upwards, which is what should be the case, if the numbers change upwards, it means that there would be an increasing number of wards. I want to give an example, for example, with the city of Johannesburg. The number of wards in the city of Johannesburg increased from 130 to 135 now.
It's an ongoing 5-year cycle which has to be concluded before every local government election. It has to be done, even amid fierce opposition that turns violent, while the news cameras roll.
Residents of Malamulele in Limpopo are bracing themselves for yet another week of protests. A total shutdown is expected to start again in the area as residents refuse to accept the decision by the Municipal Demarcation Board. On Friday, it announced that the town will not be granted its own municipality, saying it's not viable.
I would like to go forward with the protest, but no violence.
We qualify 100% to become a municipality. That's why I'm saying we must continue to fight.
We are ready for it because we really want municipality to Malamulele because the services are very poor.
In New Orleans, residents too complain of poor services, RDP homes, but they neither have water nor proper sanitation.
As night falls, Malamulele residents are bracing for yet another round of protests. A total shutdown now entering its 4th week. Again, schools and businesses will be severely affected. The battle not over just yet. Mangoba Mchunu, SABC News, Malamulele in Limpopo.
Police deployments have been stepped up amid a looming shutdown. They are preparing for the worst. Residents are opposed to a decision to incorporate the area into a new municipality.
The State Security Minister had strong words for those behind the destabilization of Vuwani and surrounding areas. He says whether the shutdown continues or not, police will start removing barricades from the road. Janji Chauke, SABC News, Kabungeni, Limpopo.
10 years ago, the Demarcation Board took a decision to incorporate Kutsong into the northwest. It was violently opposed and the councillor Des van Rooyen had to flee. Van Rooyen, who's now the Minister of Cooperative Governance, says a thorough research is conducted before mergers are concluded.
There are 7 areas that we are looking at to make sure that transitional aspects are entertained. The first, of course, is issues of finances of the municipality that are brought together, HR-related issues, but also issues of governance system.
Van Rooyen is currently part of an interministerial committee trying to find a lasting solution to the Vuwani crisis. However, it seems that process won't yield the results wanted by this community, at least for now. After the August 3rd elections, Vuwani and Malamulele will form a new municipality.
All the municipalities that have been determined now and published as the map would show now for any particular area, these municipalities are effective from on the date of the elections on the 3rd. And indeed, the municipal boundary matter is not a closed matter such that which would present a situation as if you can't have it considered at some point. Indeed, after the elections, the period would reopen for the board to consider municipal boundary determinations. That time comes indeed after the elections.
The Demarcation Board says the decision is based on the law.
Political gains or political constituencies are not any consideration that we should look at. Those don't constitute our criteria, and we never even look at them. It's just an outcome that happens as a consequence of our process, of our activities and our application of the law. It's not our consideration at all. Sometimes the IFP is not happy when a boundary is drawn, like you had seen in Denver. Sometimes the ANC is not happy when a boundary runs in a particular manner, like we had seen a group from Mamelodi coming too much on the board. So it's all parties that will be happy one day and not happy the other day. But we're simply doing our work as provided for in the law.
The Demarcation Board has been accused of dancing to the tune of the ANC. It's an accusation that has played out in court challenges brought by opposition parties as well as ordinary community members. However, there has not been a finding to that effect. The board, though, concedes that the time has come to review the demarcation policies.
Over the past years, we would recognize that our democracy has matured. A number of issues have happened, and communities are having different views, and stakeholders as well have got different views about demarcation issues, having learned from our challenges and lessons. Indeed, 17 years since the board was established, I think it is time that we take a step backwards and reflect and look at the lessons and challenges and see how best we can map the future. And largely, we're expecting that these engagements over the 2 years will, add value into the policy review proposals that we will make to the Department of Cooperative Governance.
We observed when we looked at the accounts for 2010, 2011, when we were doing the audit in the first year of the last 5 years of Vuwani municipality. If you remember, Vuwani got to amalgamate with a number of other municipalities that were around it at the time. And it was clear that when they had to integrate and amalgamate their finances, they started facing a situation that was a little more bleaker than it was before that amalgamation. And the large part for it for Vuwani was the fact that they had to incorporate the debt of those municipalities that amalgamated with it. And those municipalities that amalgamated with it didn't have a strong base to finance the debt that they had at the date of amalgamation. Hence, the financial fortunes of Vuwani when it comes to debt recovery deteriorated in that context.
One of the key lessons that has been learned from Vuwani is how do we align the tariff system of the municipalities that you are bringing together. And I'm dead sure that beyond the 3rd of August, we'll have a robust engagement with affected municipalities on this particular area. Well, as we are speaking now, municipalities, through the transitional committees that have been established, they are currently entertaining all, transitional related issues like naming of the new municipalities, as well as agreeing on the administration of offices that can be used by that municipalities. So the result of the matter is that there are lessons that have been learned in Vuwani.
The board admits there were flaws in the 2011 Vuwani amalgamation, which led to the metro becoming the biggest on the continent and the 3rd biggest in the world. It says setting up transitional committees for mergers is a step in the right direction. Aldrin Sampear, SABC News, Johannesburg.